You guys just totally missed out. I just tripped trying to find the lighter for the candle, so yay me. Hey guys, it's V, and apparently it's also the sun, because he would like to make an appearance in the video today. So we just gonna roll with it. So today I'm here to talk with you guys about a little something that happened to me that really impacted my life, and it was for the worse because it's something that a lot of people have to get done. And so I just want to share my story, what happened with me, and if anyone else has had anything similar to this, I am so sorry that that happened to you, because it truly caused me to have a lot of anxiety, and that would be getting my wisdom teeth removed. Yeah, it doesn't seem like something that would be so freaking dramatic, but apparently it had to be, because that's just how it worked out for me. If you guys are wondering how to put hair feathers in your hair, because I did decide to put a few more little feathers in my hair, I have a tutorial on how to do that, and I'll link it right down here. So let's start at the beginning. 16-year-old me. I remember because it was the summer before my senior year of high school. Yes, I was 17 when I graduated high school because I was a youngin'. My birthday's in August. But yeah, I only actually had 3 wisdom teeth. I didn't have 4. I don't know why. It's not genetic. I mean, maybe a long time ago. I don't know. But I just didn't have 4. So I only had 3. You would think that would make it a little bit easier, but turns out it didn't. So I'll start this all out by saying, before this experience, I had no problem going to the dentist. I went every 6 months to get my teeth cleaned. I mean, I've had braces. I went to the orthodontist. Every time I had to go, I went. You know, it was not a big deal to me. I never had any kind of anxiety over it. It just wasn't ever a big deal. I never had a bad experience. You know, it was just the dentist. You just went to the dentist, you got your teeth cleaned, you went to the ortho, you got your braces tightened. You know, I had braces for like 2.5 years, so I went through the whole process with that, with all the pain. I still never had any kind of anxiety over it. No anxiety over like ripping off the glue that comes off when you get your braces off. Oh hey, thanks for joining us and cleaning yourself in front of the camera. You nasty. But yeah, so I never had any kind of anxiety before. And so we get there and they have me get, you know, laying back in the chair and whatever. They start to do the IV. So first they start on my right side. They try to put the IV in. I guess they can't find the vein. I don't know what the deal was, but apparently they had to go to my other side to do the IV. Couldn't find the vein in that side either, so they went back to this side. So I don't have a problem with needles. I pierced my ears myself, and I got allergy shots for 4.5 years in both of my arms, like starting out like twice a week, then going to once a week, then going. So I'm not afraid of shots. I'm not afraid of needles, but IVs, I don't know what it is about them, but just like, just even thinking about them seriously makes my skin crawl. I don't know if it's just because they're in this little part of your arm, and that just like grosses me out because I feel like I can't physically move when an IV is in. I don't know what caused that mentality, but if I see someone, even if I see someone just like with a broken leg or like with a cast or with anything like that I know is just not comfortable, it just makes me like shiver inside. I don't know why. So I already hate IVs. I don't have anxiety towards them, but I already hate them. So the fact that they had to prick my arm okay, text messages, calm down. The fact that they had to prick my arm 3 times, just that already started out, it was just not a good starting point for getting these wisdom teeth out. So that happened, and then I never felt any sort of lightheadedness. I never felt any sort of goofy laughing gas feeling that people feel. Like honestly, I can't even remember if they put something over my face or if it was supposed to come out of the IV. I don't remember that part, but I never felt lightheaded. I was totally conscious the entire time the procedure was happening, so you can only imagine how great that was. But yeah, they never fully put me under. I don't know if I just have like a higher immunity or what, but it just didn't work out. So that whole like video cuteness where people say shit that's really stupid, or where people drool all over themselves, or what they like randomly start rapping or something, like None of that happened to me. So the IV was the problem. Then I was conscious. I was fully aware of what was happening the entire time. I don't know if that was the fault of the doctor or if it was the fault of my body's immunity. I don't know. But either way, it was not a good experience. So in with the fact that I could see and I wasn't unconscious during the whole thing, I could also feel everything that was happening to me. Again, I don't know if it was because of the immunity. I don't know if it was because the doctor didn't administer me enough. I don't know, but I could feel every single drilling, every single, like the numbing just wasn't working on me. And like they had to also break my teeth. I know that this is probably like a regular thing, or maybe it's not. I don't freaking know. I'm not a dentist, but they had to break every single one of my wisdom teeth in order to get them out. So I also want to just show here. Okay, so I'm going to find this thing on Twitter so I can show you guys, because just looking at what they have to do in order to get your wisdom teeth out is just mind-boggling. It really is. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this little clip that I found on Twitter, and that like kind of brought me back to this time. It's what made me think about doing this video, because I saw this video on Twitter. Okay, I found it, you guys. Okay guys, so here is the video. Again, I found this on Twitter. So this is what happens to you when they take your wisdom teeth out, or, you know, as Twitter says, because Twitter knows all. But just look at this. They have to rip your gums wide open, pull skin from in this little area. Like, is this not traumatizing enough? And then they just sew you back up and put some stitches in, and you're done. That alone just, like, makes me want to breathe heavy. I don't know what it is. It just freaks me the out. So the fact that that's not what happened to me, they didn't just lift my little tooth out and it was all great. They literally broke them into pieces and they gave them to me. I don't know where they are now. I'm pretty sure my mom has them somewhere, or maybe she threw them out. I don't know. It's kind of gross to keep those. But they had to break every single tooth, which was excruciatingly painful. I cannot express to you guys how painful it was. It's probably the most painful thing that's ever happened to me. And the fact that I can't control any of it, I'm not a control freak. I'm not a control freak, but the fact that my mouth was pried open like this and I couldn't cry, I couldn't scream, I couldn't do anything. I just had to sit there and let them break my teeth in pieces while I could feel it. It was just mortifying. It was so terrible. And then on top of that, my mouth was propped open so wide and so hard, like so for such a long time, because they had to break each of my teeth, that I had these huge sores on the side of my mouth. Like, it literally looked like I had an STD. It looked like I had herpes. And I've never had an STD in my entire life, but it really looked like I had an STD. So I have never had this issue before having this procedure. And keep in mind, I had this when I was 16 years old and I'm 22 now. Ever since that procedure, I have gotten little sores on the side of my mouth. They come and go, but they happen all the freaking time. And I'm gonna zoom you guys in super close so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm sure you guys have seen in my other videos because I complain about it a lot because it's just really freaking painful. So I didn't put any makeup on there, or I like took the makeup off that I usually put on it because they get really red. So if you guys are ever wondering why the sides of my mouth are red like this, it's because of this freaking wisdom teeth procedure, or I don't know if it's because of it, but the fact that it's only started happening after the fact, it makes me think, yeah, it was because of this procedure. But if you guys can see right here, let me just clean up the lipstick real quick. There's an open wound right there. I'm gonna zoom you guys back out because that's enough time close up to my face. But that is an open wound. I have to put Neosporin, which, have you ever tasted Neosporin? It tastes like shit. It tastes f***ing disgusting. But I have to put Neosporin on the sides of my mouth constantly to relieve that pain. And then it goes away for a couple days, and then guess what? It's back again. So thank you having my wisdom teeth removed for that, because it's just freaking terrible and it hurts. And like, if I eat a sandwich and I open my mouth too wide, it rips it and it starts bleeding, and it's really, really terrible. So thank you. Thank you for that. Also, for 2 entire months, it was probably actually longer than 2 months, I couldn't open my mouth wider than right here. That was as far as I could open my mouth. So if I tried to eat something where I had to open it even just like just to get a little bit more food in my mouth, I heard this terrible cracking noise in my jaw. And the only way that I finally fixed it was like I finally just like slowly every day started eating things like a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit wider, and I eventually got over it. But I remember when this was, because it was going into my senior year, and before my senior year, me and my friend went to a camp for our yearbook class because I was going to be on the yearbook staff that year. And I remember we went somewhere to eat and I got a sandwich. I wasn't even thinking about it. It was like one of those really tall like sub sandwiches, and I went to bite into it. It was freaking terrible, you guys. It was so bad. It hurt my mouth so terribly bad, and it just kept cracking and cracking. And so it was making me freaking miserable. It was making me miserable for like 3 months after I'd already had this terrible experience, and then it just made me miserable even after my my wounds where my teeth were had healed. But the one silver lining that I did have is that I was dating Blake at this time. If y'all don't know, me and Blake met when I was 15 years old and he was 17. So me and him met really early on. We've been together for almost 6.5 years now. And so we had only been dating for probably like 8 months or so at this point. He was there every single day. He helped me heat up my food. He was there like helping me to change out the cotton in the back of my mouth. He was my saving grace in this whole thing, because honestly, like it was so anxiety prone to me, and I was just having such a hard time with it. If I didn't have him there, I don't know what I would do. My mom was also really great. She was also there heating up food for me. She'd give me foot massages. She'd make me feel better because I was just in such excruciating pain. Now I need to open the window a little bit more because it's getting darker. Okay, it's getting a little bit lighter. Sorry if the sun is setting, y'all. The sun is setting, and guess what time it is? 5:07. 5:07, the sun is setting. What the balls? Anyway, I can't wait for daylight savings, or whatever it's called, spring fall back. I can't wait for it. So all this has happened to me. It's been a long time. It's been 6 years since this happened to me. And I didn't even realize how bad this was because, okay, I'd gone to the dentist a couple more times after that because, you know, my mom was still making my dentist appointments. So I was still getting my teeth cleaned every 6 months. And then once I moved out and I moved in with my dad and I went to cosmetology school, I didn't get my teeth cleaned for about 2 years. I know, it's disgusting. Y'all, that's a really important thing. You need to get your teeth cleaned. It helps to get, especially if you have a permanent retainer like I have in my mouth. I have a permanent retainer on my bottom 6 teeth and on my top 2 teeth. If you have one of those, it's so important to get your teeth cleaned. It really is, because you get so much buildup in there no matter how much you floss. So anyways, spiel over. But yeah, so I didn't get my teeth cleaned for about 2 years, and then I decided to go and get my veneers. I have veneers on these 2 teeth, the teeth right next to my front teeth. So I don't have them on my front 2 teeth, but I have them on my 2 teeth next to my front teeth. And I'm gonna do a whole video on that experience as well, because I feel like it would be really beneficial for people who have never had veneers and are thinking about it and are paying for it themselves, because I did pay for it myself to get that. So that video will be up soon. Don't know when, who knows, but I'll do that video eventually. But when I went to go get my veneers done, he had to numb my mouth, and I don't know what inside of me just freaked out. I just freaked out, and like I didn't like say anything crazy, but I was laying back and he just put the numbing stuff on my front teeth, on my gums, and I just started crying. And I really had never had that experience. Like I hadn't had an issue with it, and so I was just like, I just started freaking out, and I didn't know why I was freaking out. And I realized the reason I was freaking out was because when I got my teeth numbed for getting my wisdom teeth out, it didn't do anything. It didn't numb my teeth. And so just that immediate feeling of getting my teeth numbed just freaked me out, because I was so scared that it wasn't gonna work and that it wasn't gonna fix me. It wasn't gonna make me not feel the pain that I needed to not feel, because he was about to start shaving my gums. That's part of what happens when you get veneers, if you have smaller teeth that you're trying to make bigger. So he had to shave my gums, and he said that that's pretty painful. So I just started crying, and he was so nice. Now, I went to the same dentist office to get my veneers done that I got my wisdom teeth taken out at, but they have a specialist that comes to do the wisdom teeth, so it wasn't exactly the same thing, if that makes any sense. I don't know how else to describe it, but it wasn't the same guy. I also went to a completely different dentist. I went to the same office, but I went to a completely different dentist than I had ever gone to previously. So I don't know if that makes any difference to y'all, but so now I'm here with just severe anxiety over going to the dentist, and I hate that. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be the person that's scared to go to the dentist because they're gonna do something to me and I can't control it, but now that's how I feel, and it's all because I got my wisdom teeth taken out. And I don't want to scare anyone into getting their wisdom teeth not taken out, because it's really important. If I didn't get my wisdom teeth taken out, my whole mouth would have been way too crowded and all of my teeth would have been messed up. All the money my parents spent on braces would have been totally wasted because my teeth would have been too jumbled. So I don't want to say you shouldn't get your wisdom teeth out, but I do want to say make sure that you are going to someone that you trust, and someone, if you feel something, let them know, because I am so stoic that I don't tell people when I feel something, and I need to, and I know that I need to, but I just, it's a mental thing with me. I just don't want to tell people when something hurts. And you know what, I did vocally tell them that I could still feel it, and they I don't know what was going on with the specialist that day, but he didn't care. He just kept going on. He was like, we just have to get this done, blah, blah, blah. So he was kind of an asshole about it. But I just want to let y'all know that my experience was not good. It was very traumatizing to me, and it caused me to have severe anxiety over dental visits. Like I said, I don't want to be that person, but now every time it comes time for me to get my teeth cleaned, I have to really psych myself up for it. I have to really prepare for it. Even though I know that it's not going to have any numbing because I take care of my teeth and I know that I don't have any cavities or anything, knock on wood, but if I ever am going to have something like that done again, I don't know what I'm going to do because I just freak out. So I just want to share my story with you guys. If anything like this has happened to y'all, please let me know. I would love to know if something like this has happened to y'all, because I feel really isolated, I guess, about it, because everyone that gets their wisdom teeth removed has such a great experience from what you see. You know, you see all those funny videos of people and they're saying cute, funny stuff when they're getting their wisdom teeth out. My brother got his wisdom teeth out at the same dentist, and he didn't have any of the problems that I had. So I just want to let you guys know my story, and that is it. So if you like this video, be sure to show some love to the like button down there. And if you guys subscribe, then you can be a part of my Muse family. And I love all of you so much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, guys.